But within the last hour, we've learned that the shooter, Stephen Paddock, was a multi-millionaire who made much of his money investing in real estate. And tonight, we know he has ties to North Texas, living in 2 residences in Mesquite, Texas, and flying out of the Mesquite airport. Newsday's David Goins live tonight with more on Paddock's time here. David?
That's right, John. A little more glimpse into that real estate background. Spoke to a tenant who lives at this complex and says for several years, Stephen Paddock owned this apartment complex in Mesquite. In fact, even lived above the main office with his mother for a period of time before selling the property and heading out of Texas. Piecing together Stephen Paddock's time in North Texas sheds little on the 64-year-old's life and nothing about what led him to the 32nd floor of a Las Vegas hotel with the reported 19 rifles. According to property records in Dallas County, Paddock owned this home in Mesquite for 12 years before selling it in 2010. Jeff Bell lives a few doors down.
You'd think for being as tight as a neighborhood we are that we really don't know that much about this guy.
But Bell says he doesn't, and none of his neighbors we talked to do either, other than to say they occasionally saw a big rig parked out in front of his home on Keswick. A few streets over, records also indicate Paddock owned this home until 2009. George Huerta says Paddock's mother was his neighbor for several years, but when he visited, he says Stephen Paddock rarely ever talked.
I'm a friendly person, I guess. Not very social.
Over at the Mesquite Metro Airport, Paddock owned at least 1 aircraft that he flew from 2007 to 2010. Memorable? The airport's director says hardly.
I remember the people who are troublemakers who give us a hard time. This person just never did.
Even those one might assume would know Paddock best, his own family, have no answers.
There's not even anything I can say. I mean, how do you... I mean, my brother did this. This is like it was done, you know, like he shot us. I mean, if he'd have killed my kids, I couldn't be more dumbfounded.
And Stephen Paddock's time in Mesquite, before he went to Nevada, doesn't seem to provide any clues to a man headed towards the worst mass shooting in modern history. And we certainly don't get any answers from Mesquite police. They told us today they never had any interaction with Stephen Paddock in his nearly a decade of living in North Texas. We are live in Mesquite. David Goins, Channel 8 News.